It's our number one download city,
What is?
Gillette, Wyoming.
I know that place.
It's a shithole. And
It's been better.
Adelaide,
And what?
Adelaide, Australia.
Adelaide. Ah,
Well, welcome
hello,
back,
Australia.
everybody. Welcome back, all our Gillette and Adelaide listeners.
Wherever you're listening, we love you and we want you
Well,
to
we love
raise.
Gillette and Adelaide more, so fuck everyone else. We
Yeah,
actually love you guys the most.
we do.
And I
Ah,
think Montreal was on that high list of places that listen to us. So
ooh,
thanks, Montreal.
yeah,
All the
nowhere
good
near us.
places.
Yeah,
All the
yeah,
places that are just like each other. Gillette, Wyoming,
yeah.
Adelaide, Australia, and Montreal, Canada. All just they're
No,
all
I don't
basically
know
you
what
put
that
them
says
right
about our
next to each
fan
other.
base.
I know, it's so weird.
It's so
Well, welcome
random.
back, everybody. I'm Scott,
I'm Steven.
and each week we play a game or every other week, something like that. And we tell
Every
you
other
about the
week when we're doing
game.
hot
We,
takes.
we do some shit some weeks and some shit some other weeks. And we tell you about the
Yeah.
making of the game and we tell you what we thought of the game. So here we are.
Yes.
We hope you enjoyed our last week's hot takes episode. That was a lot of fun for us.
Yeah.
And we also hope you enjoyed the previous week's game, which was also a lot of fun for us.
Yes. Agreed. Agreed.
Agreed. And
Yes.
I honestly really do like Lost in Random. I just wish there was more for it.
I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like I just need to play the sequel because that's where it really hits and really slaps.
Yeah. I've actually been hearing more and more people talking about it. So there is a developing fan base for the new one. So
Nice.
I'm excited to see it grow a little
One
bit. But
one day we'll see if we'll do it for the podcast or not, but
yeah.
we'll decide that later. Today we are talking about
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 remake.
3 and 4. And an asterisk, guys, here, I'm going to give you a little warning. These games literally, I think, came out year after year after year after. Like, it's literally
It
like
was close
99,
succession. Yeah.
then 2000, then 2001, then 2002. I think it was literally nonstop. They don't have a story for the making of 3 and 4 because they did not give a shit at that point. They're basically just copy and pasting from the first one, and that's all they did.
I mean
So
that's fair. So
yeah,
yeah,
so
we're gonna
I've
be
got
talking
a
about just the creation of Tony Hawk Pro Skater in general, not
yeah,
necessarily this game.
yeah. So it's sorry, and like whenever someone does a remake game, they don't have a big, unless it's like a big remake, they do not have a
hmm
big story usually. So
Yeah,
even
I
the
was gonna say
remake
like the
did
only
not
one I
have
could think
one.
of that would have like a huge story would probably be like Resident Evil 2 remake, just because of how
Yeah,
drastically different that was from the
yeah.
base
See,
game.
and that's the thing; it has to be, or like even sequels don't usually have big stories unless it's something like Baldur's Gate 3.
Yes,
You know,
that's
like
like kind of like its own thing almost.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But before all that, we're going to be talking about what are we playing, Steven? What are
Yes.
you playing?
Well, I've been playing a couple of different games.
Yeah,
So
you've been playing shit, is what you've been playing.
yeah, I mean I have. Well, one of the games I started playing is a new fun casual game that I've been getting into pretty heavily. It's 2 Point Hospital.
Nice.
They have a bunch of these games. There's 2 Point Campus. There's 2 Point Museum was the newest one that just came out, but it's running a hospital, but it's like a simulation style game, like a SimCity style game for
Is it a
running a hospital.
simulation within a simulation within
Yeah, but
another
it's also like
simulation?
it's the most random like curing things like animal magnetism and like an animal will be stuck to him and you have to separate the animal from him, or someone has a light bulb head and they're lightheaded so you have to
Okay.
uh bulb them,
That sounds
or
really dumb. So far, you have
it's
not sold me.
it's cheesy as hell. The story and the illnesses and everything are stupid, but actually the running of the hospital, like you have to manage what wage you pay everybody, you have to manage training your
You
staff,
get
you have to
$1 a day. Good luck.
no. Well, and if you don't pay your staff
Capitalism,
enough,
bitch.
they'll just leave. They'll just walk off the job. They'll just say like,
Good
"Fuck
luck
you, I ain't
finding
working
someone
here no
else. I
more."
own everything in this town, asshole. $1
You
a day.
you have to mess with all the pricing of all the treatments and the diagnosis. You have to find hire and staff doctors and janitors and everything, and you have to
Yeah.
build all these different rooms and keep researching medical research to keep building up your hospital, making it better. And it's actually got like a story mode that kind of teaches you progression of how to play the game. So like the first hospital you go to is just like the basics of the game. Second hospital, you're like, all right, we're gonna add some more like treatment rooms. Third hospital is like, all right, we're gonna teach you how to train. Fourth
I'm so
Hospital's like
I feel like Zoo Tycoon started everything, or Roller Coaster Tycoon, whichever one
one of
came
those,
first.
yeah.
Yeah, they started this whole simulation thing, which is just crazy that they're not the most popular one anymore. Because like
I
all
mean,
these
that's true.
simulations are basically just Roller Coaster Tycoon, right?
I mean, I never played, honestly, Roller Coaster Tycoon
Oh,
or
you'd
Zoo
love it.
Tycoon.
It's so
I
so
probably would. I
fucking good.
actually bought them
It's so
recently because I
fucking good.
wanted to try them,
Yeah,
but,
yeah, you can
um
get them on your phone, I think. I think Roller Coaster Tycoon's on the phone.
oh, I bought it on the console
Yeah.
anyways, but yeah, I don't know, like, there is just something about them that I just find fun, and I lose myself hours in this game, and I'm like, "Oh, shit, it's, like, 3 in the morning, I should probably go to sleep,"
Yeah,
like,
right.
"Oh."
Yep. Just simulation
Uh,
games are like that.
yeah.
You
The
can
other
and
game I've
what's
been
nice about
playing
them too is you can
oh,
just, like, throw something on the side, like, put a TV show on, put a
I do that all the
podcast
time.
going, like, stuff like that. These are great games for that.
Like, I love putting on just, like, I love riff tracks, it's been a big thing for me lately.
Mhm.
Just, like, shitty movies with 3 comedians just making jokes the entire time throughout it. A lot of times you don't really have to pay attention to them. If you do, it's kinda funny, but a lot of times, like, it's more about their verbal jokes off of the dialogue or what they're seeing, and it's so funny, it catches me off guard. So a lot of times I'll just put a random shitty movie on and just play the game and just lose myself for hours, and it's just so much fun.
You know what I wanna do next?
What's that?
So I have a hot tub,
Yeah.
and I have a projector outside for the hot tub. I wanna get,
Yes.
like, what is it called? A waterproof skin of sorts for a controller, so I can just be in
Mm.
the hot tub playing a
There you
game at
go.
night and just be, like, nice and relaxed the entire fucking time.
I was gonna say you
But
should do a like a Jaws showing inside of the in the
yeah,
hot tub. Watch
that would be
Jaws like
fun.
in the hot tub.
But but it would be cool to play a game in there. It's just hard because, water and, digital shit does not
I mean, if you're
mix well.
careful, you just don't put the controller in the water, keep your
Well,
hands
that's
dry.
like yeah, I know, that would be really hard to keep your hands way up here while you're fucking in the
I
hot
know, I
tub, so
know. You get so tired after a while.
right?
Or you
You
get
just
really
have
swole after a while.
right? Like, it's swole, you're not doing anything, you're holding your arms maybe your
Even
shoulders
holding
will
your arm in a
feel
certain position for an hour, if you do that every day, you are gonna build muscle.
yeah, maybe in your shoulders, but you won't notice it, it won't be, like, noticeable
You
muscle.
will if you do it
You'll
long enough
notice
and
the
hard
feeling
enough.
of it, you won't notice the look of it.
But another game I've been playing a lot recently with my wife is a game we talked about in our most excited games coming out. Um, the alpha release or beta release or whatever of Grounded 2
Oh, I
came
thought you
out.
were gonna say Pornhub the game, damn it.
No, no, not
Not
now.
yet.
We're not talking about that. Especially
That's
with
gonna
all the credit card companies deciding that we shouldn't have access to adult games anymore if they're too violent, too gory, too pornographic.
the credit card companies are
You
deciding
haven't
this
heard
now?
the stories?
No,
There's
I
been
haven't please,
stories
before
of
we continue on
oh
Grounded
yeah.
2, I'd love to hear this, I really wanna
Okay.
know what the
There's been a
fuck's wrong with
couple
these
stories,
people.
certain websites, and I've heard they're even trying to maybe go after Steam's library and stuff. But there was a group of people that got together trying to ban a lot of like adult video games or video games that are
Mhm.
too graphic for everybody, not even just for kids, just for everybody. And they started leaning hard on Visa and Mastercard and putting pressure
'Kay.
on them for allowing the sales. And so Visa and Mastercard
Allowing
are
the
now
fucking people's it's their
dude,
fucking money,
dude,
go
I
fuck
know, I
yourself.
know, I know. It's the most ridiculous thing. So Visa and Mastercard have been pushing to some websites. I know, like Ichi.io is one that everyone's talking about. That they got rid of a ton of games, and it wasn't just like the most obscure, awful porn games ever. Some of them were just
Yeah.
because they were too gory or whatever.
Oh
And
my
these credit
god.
cards companies are saying that you shouldn't have access to buying them. So they're pushing the stores to say we're not going to allow you to have our payment software if you're going to have
Dude,
these games.
do they understand what they're doing? They're opening up a huge hole where somebody
Oh
can fill
yeah,
that and say, "We'll let you have our payment software anywhere. Go fuck yourselves, parents."
yeah. No, it's getting to be a slippery slope. Also, it's just getting really dangerous for like freedom of speech kind of things.
Yeah.
Like it's really weird. I don't know how to feel about it. I mean, there are some games out there that I'm sure are the most horrible, horrendous things that probably are for only the most deprived people ever. And maybe you can make an argument that those shouldn't exist. But
Maybe,
I
but
mean,
The crime rates have
What's
steadily
yeah.
gone down for like 100 years or something, so I don't understand why people think there's more crime today because of more violence. Like, it's not true.
Everyone thinks there's more because it's just so in your face, because every time you
Yeah.
open up your phone, you get screamed at about
Yep.
how
And
awful
that's
the
it.
world is.
Yeah. Like, you don't notice all the good things that people do every
Yeah.
day. This is akin to, I know you probably don't remember this or don't know this, but back in the day during the 9/11 attacks. So
Mhm.
9/11 happens. And then for some reason, because of 9/11, Rage Against the Machine gets banned from all radio stations.
Oh, yeah. I do
Remember? So
remember
so
that.
so literally this is just bullshit like that. It's like we have something in column A and something in column B that has nothing to do with one
Yep.
another. But for some reason, we're gonna mix those two fucking columns and say,
Yeah.
"Go fuck yourself, Rage." So
Yeah.
just
It's
it's
ridiculous.
so stupid, and that's just the culture we're always like that. We did it with fucking music in the '80s when
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
Tippy Gore for some reason is judging musical lyrics and saying that they're bad. If they're bad, there should be a rating for them, which is
Mhm.
bullshit because that's fucking horse shit. Who cares? It's fucking words. Stop getting your fucking feelings hurt because people use the word fuck,
And
asshole.
thank you, D. Snyder, for fighting that fight for us.
Well, D. Schneider, I mean, a bunch of people did. Even
Oh, I know
fucking
there's a bunch. That was just the main one that I
who
heard about and the one that
didn't
I followed the most.
John Denver, I think, was up there too fucking doing
Yeah.
that shit, and he's not a fucking dirty rapper or anything like he's just like, "Guys, it's
Mhm.
fucking lyrics. Go fuck yourself. Get
Yeah.
out of here. Stop
Yeah.
trying to fucking limit everything. The
No,
world
seriously.
is chaos. It's like this all the fucking time."
Yeah.
Ugh,
No,
it's
it
so
really is. It's
frustrating.
it's it's ridiculous, and it's like, if you don't want something, just don't go towards it. Like, we
Yeah,
talked about how we weren't interested in the Mario Kart world,
yeah,
and there's a bunch of people who got mad at us and said a bunch of shit about us, and like, you shouldn't be able to judge the game without playing and blah blah blah. And it's like, hey, if we recognize that we just don't want to play it, we're just not gonna play
yeah,
it. We're not gonna
exactly.
play it and then shit on it. We're gonna just not play it. Like,
Yeah.
why do we need to experience shit and get angry at shit? And like, even with movie experiences recently, I've been finding that just a lot of people just like go into a movie like, you have to entertain me now, and if I'm not
Yeah.
entertained, I'm gonna be pissed off. And it's like, okay,
And
but you went into the
I'm never
movie like
pissed off.
being angry and upset, and you
Yeah.
have a bar that's so high. Like, I was really upset with like Fantastic Four, because that movie was really really good, and honestly one of the best Marvel movies
Nice.
that came out in a long time.
Still
But
haven't
so many
seen it.
people were like, it's not better than Superman, and I'm like, no, it's not. You're right.
Does it have
Superman's a
to
better
be?
movie. Superman is by far a better movie. It is not even close to me, but I would put Superman as like a 9 or a 10 out of 10, and I'd put uh Fantastic Four at like an 8,
I
8.5.
call it FF.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I mean,
but yeah.
guys, there's an easy way to not have your kids play these games or just to like, why don't you
Parental
instruct your
guide modes.
yeah, well, and then not just that. It's like just talk to your fucking kids.
That
Show
too.
them like, okay, well, this is unrealistic. Let me explain to you why. Let me give you all the I know you probably won't listen, but this way you have this knowledge in the back of your head. It's like
Yeah.
if you have an open conversation with your kids about shit, they won't repeat shit. Maybe they will, but likely they won't. So just stop being
Yeah.
assholes. Stop fucking judging games.
I mean, it's kind of funny how many parents and stuff, like even my parents included, like back when Halo first came out, we couldn't stop shutting up about it, going over to friends' houses, playing it all
Yep,
the
yep.
time. And then finally, I think the year after Halo had came out, my parents decided to get us an Xbox and surprise us with it and get Halo for it. And we were playing Halo in front of them. And my mom was like, this is extremely violent. I can't
Yeah.
believe that I got this. And I'm like, you bought a mature rated game for violence and you're wondering why it's violent.
I love how fucking Halo was mature too. That's really funny.
Yeah, I know.
It's like
That's
Gears
the
of
most
War came out and
cartoony.
you're
Yeah.
like, oh my God, this is so much worse. And then since then, it's just gotten progressively more violent.
Yeah, I mean, depending on what game you're playing, like games like Trepang and stuff like that, where just blood
Yeah.
squirting
Dude, I just,
everywhere.
I watch anime and I'm watching
Yeah.
Inuyasha again for the first time in years.
Oh, okay.
And God, I love that ending song. It's so good.
Nice.
But I watched a scene where he literally makes all these humans just bloody and dead. And I'm like, what's
Mm.
crazy? You don't see this usually in animes now. It's kind of like you'll see it in select ones, but not in every
Yeah.
one like it used to be back in the day. It's really
Oh yeah.
interesting how it's all like kind of gone down.
True.
And
No.
I just thought like, man, there's a lot of blood in this. This is actually pretty good for that reason.
Yeah, there's some. games that you some animes and stuff that you watch, you're just like, "Oh, they went there. Oh,
Yep,
that's
yep,
dark."
they
Like
went there.
that was a brutal death. Like
All right.
JJK, Jujutsu Kaisen's one of the ones that gets really bloody, and I was like,
Oh,
"Oh
I love
shit."
Jujutsu.
Yeah.
That's a great one. All right, it's finished now. Grounded 2, you like it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Grounded 2, been really enjoying it. I played the beta of the first one when it first came out, and there were so many bugs and so many crashes and so many things that happened that
Yeah.
I ended up not playing it for like a year until it like
Yeah,
fully came out, and then
I did the same thing on the first one. Like there were
yes,
shit tons of bugs when that game came out, but they fucking fixed it to hell.
I've had one game crash out
Yeah.
in
Well, now
like
now they
7
have
or
a
8
great
hours of gameplay.
yeah.
I've had
Well,
a
now
couple
now
of
they have
tiny
like a good
bugs.
script for it, right? They already
Yeah.
have the source code, so they can just improve upon the source code.
And dude, I gotta say, like the new combat stuff is really great. The bow
Nice.
feels so much better than it ever did.
Okay, yeah, because I hate the bow in the fucking original
The
game.
combat got harder because they added the mounts. So like all the bugs now can actually dodge and block.
Oh,
And
nice.
they have different attack sequences now. So they don't just have one basic attack thing that they do. And everything's got charged attacks now, and everything has different like crit things, and you can
Yeah,
fully customize your builds a lot better in this one.
nice.
And the Omni tool is so great. All of your tools, your shovel, your hammer, and your chopping, your axe.
It's Mass Effect.
Um, it doesn't. It's not even an inventory slot. It's just you. Whenever you want to use it, and you can upgrade it. And there's 5
Nice.
tiers of upgrades for each part of it.
Yeah. So you
And
don't
I'm
have to
like,
keep
dude,
building a better version of the shovel or
yeah,
whatever.
exactly. You just keep
Yeah.
upgrading it, and it's upgraded. You don't have to like have a level 2, a level 3, a level 1 one. You just have one that you upgrade to be able to hit everything.
All right. All right.
It's really, really cool so far, and the mount system is so great, honestly. We've been having so much fun. The only 2 mounts you can do at the beginning of the game, you only have access to about 20% of the map, and you only have access to 2 buggies. It's the ant buggy and the,
The
orb
spider
weaver
one.
spider.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, yeah. So I
We
assume
haven't
they're gonna add more later.
yeah, they said they're gonna add plenty of more later.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, the new bugs in this stuff, like scorpions, are terrifying.
Nice.
We ran into a couple of those. We ran into cockroaches, caterpillars. Like, there's a bunch of new shit in this. It's
Nice.
really cool. Like, I've been really
Nice.
enjoying it.
All right. Well, I've just been continuously playing the Baldur's Gate 3. You know,
Oh
I did
yeah,
my
yeah. Still
ranger.
on that.
I'm in Act 3 finally and having fun. This is like more fun than my first playthrough when I played a rogue. I kind of like
Nice.
having Asterion in the party.
Oh, I love Hysterian in the party,
Yeah,
dude.
but I
He's so
missed
great.
out because I switched him to a monk later on,
Oh,
which was nice. It was actually kind of cool to have him as a monk,
okay.
and I kind of want to play a monk main now too. But
Interesting. Yeah.
at the time, I was like, I was a rogue already, so I didn't want him in the party. So for like 90% of the game, I did not use him at all. So I
Okay.
kind of missed out on all his quirks and everything. He is annoying because if I'm playing a good playthrough and I'm like, I'll save you kids, he'll be like, God, why don't you just kill them already?
I know.
Come on, dude, let me save these kids. Stop getting disapproval.
I love that voice actor though. He's so
Yeah.
funny.
And honestly, everyone was so that game is just so
That
fucking
game is
good.
just incredible in
It
every way,
is.
shape, or form. And yeah.
All right. Well,
But
let's
yeah.
jump right into the making of Tony Hawk Pro Skater, the original game, and a little bit of
Oh yeah.
info on 3. I'm not sure if I put it in the script, but I will say things that I forgot to put in the script. So
Fair enough. All right, let's get
here
to
we
it.
go. In 1998, Neversoft was dying. The studio had poured its soul into projects that never quite landed, and now it was barely breathing, held together by desperation and duct tape. Meanwhile, Activision, a publisher once founded by rebellious Atari developers, wasn't doing much better. They were living off past glory, hoping someone somewhere would strike gold again. Their Hail Mary, and this is like the best thing ever, okay? Their Hail Mary was a half finished disaster called Apocalypse. Now, I just want you to
Okay.
guess, what do you think a game like Apocalypse would be about? You got the title, Apocalypse. What are we doing in
Probably something
Apocalypse,
with a
Steven?
world ending a battle or something.
Okay, okay, but what's happening in there?
I mean, I would either
Who's the
guess that
star
it
of
was
Apocalypse?
is it not it's not the character Apocalypse, I'm guessing.
No, 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 not the character.
Okay.
Who would
So,
save
I've
the world from an apocalypse, Steven?
Tony Hawk. No.
What kind of character do you think?
I mean, just the best hero in the world, one who would sacrifice anything and everything to save the world, that kinda hero.
Would you ever think that John McClane would save the world from apocalypse?
No.
well, this game was apparently a game that featured Bruce Willis's 80s action star as the main
Oh
character.
no. Okay. Oh
Yeah,
god.
it's just the funniest shit. I've never heard of this.
I've actually
I don't
heard that
know.
there's a Die Hard game that's not too bad, actually.
Yeah, see, well, that's Die Hard. This game is not Die Hard.
I
It's
know.
just called Apocalypse. It's a
Oh no.
third-person shooter starring Bruce Willis, who would follow you around while spouting action movie lines and blowing up bad guys. The idea was bold. The execution, not so much. So
Okay.
Activision handed over the rubble of Apocalypse to Neversoft, a last-ditch effort for both. Because the game, literally, they could not get it fucking right. So they're
Yeah.
working on this game. They can't bring it together. Their programmers are having trouble just like programming the game in general. They don't have anything like it looks like shit. It feels like shit. They know they're not going to make any money if they release it. So they gave it to a different publisher or a developer. Just like I think we had that with a couple games actually. There's been a
Yeah, a
couple
few
games
different
that have
ones.
like, yeah, changed developers midway through because the originals just could not do it right. And then someone else
Mhm.
came in and said, I can breathe new life into this. So it
Yeah.
happens quite often, apparently.
It does. It usually
Neversoft,
doesn't handle well.
yeah.
Yeah.
Neversoft dove in and reconstructed Apocalypse using old, half finished assets. Chaos ensued, but it sort of worked. And somewhere in all that, someone wondered what if Bruce Willis wasn't holding a gun? What if he was on a skateboard?
That's exactly what I wonder when I think of
Yeah.
Bruce Willis in action movies is like, why wasn't he skateboarding? I mean,
Yep.
this
Yeah.
50-year-old badass needs to be on a skateboard. That's exactly what I need.
Before Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, there was John McClane's Pro Skater.
No shit.
Yeah.
No, god
Across
damn
the
it.
street from Neversoft was a bowling alley housing the arcade game, which apparently there were a bunch of skaters before Tony Hawk. I didn't know that, but they're not like a driving force that started this whole skater thing, but there were a lot
No,
of
I
games.
know there's other like BMX games and other
Yeah,
other
yeah,
style of like extreme sports and stuff before this, but
yeah. They played an arcade game called Top Skater. The
okay.
development team was obsessed, spending lunch hours playing it and dreaming of something better. Unplanned, they drifted away from Apocalypse forward toward something entirely new.
Good.
Then David Stoll, a Neversoft dev, introduced a producer connected to Tony Hawk. Hawk had been in talks with Rockstar Games about a skateboarding title. So Rockstar was originally going to make Tony
Dang.
Hawk. Yeah, yeah, because
Okay.
they just came out. It's like right after Grand Theft Auto 1 came out,
Okay.
and they had a lot of
Interesting.
success with Grand Theft Auto 1, apparently. Which I don't know how it looks like complete garbage when I've seen videos of it. But maybe
I
it's
mean,
great.
back then it wasn't complete garbage though.
I guess. Well, even like other games looked better than it. I guess I was a little confused to how it did so well
Yeah.
because it was like a top down look. It wasn't like the.
No, I know. It was I think the first two were top down
Yeah.
ones.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know how the hell they went to that, the fucking 3 in San Andreas and fucking killed it.
Dude, I don't know how some of these games, like some of those games like that, where you're like, wait, that's where the franchise started. Like, how did
Yep.
we get to five? What the fuck?
Okay. Neversoft sprang into action. They flew Tony in, dressed in suits, and delivered a boardroom pitch. No pre recorded trailer, just a hacked PlayStation with a Game Shark and a rough playable demo featuring Bruce Willis skating. So, one of the things they talk about in this is they had Tony Hawk come in. Tony Hawk is in
Hmm.
like his skater gear because he doesn't
Yeah.
fucking change his clothes. He doesn't
No,
wear
he doesn't.
suits.
He's
And yeah, he goes into the meeting and he's like, and he talks about this because I read an entire interview with the whole team making it, and
Mhm.
he's a part of the team. And he's like, I jump into it. I walk in. They're all in nice suits. They look like professional businessmen. I'm immediately bored. I sit down. They start showing me like charts and figures. They have an entire 2-hour presentation made by
Damn.
PowerPoint showing me like how much money they can make. What do they think they can do? Because they thought that I was going to go with Rockstar, and Rockstar at that time had a lot of money.
True.
And so, and then they're like, they could tell that he wasn't interested. So they're like, okay, hold on. We're going to give you the game. And to make this game, I don't know if I mentioned it in here or if I mentioned it in full. They literally were doing dev testing on a
Okay.
PlayStation, right?
Yeah.
Just a retail PlayStation,
Yeah.
not a special one. And they had a hacked Game Shark
Yes.
that they were using as development tools. So they
Really?
were not developing with professional tools. They
Yeah.
literally had a hacked Game Shark on a PlayStation And then Tony Hawk goes in and starts playing as Bruce Willis on a skateboard. And he's like, you know what? The game looked sloppy. It looked terrible, but the moves were fucking cool.
Nice.
So and that's what sold him on it, which I thought was really cool.
I mean, fair, fair.
Yeah. So yeah, just a hacked PlayStation with a Game Shark and a rough playable demo featuring Bruce Willis skating. Tony played it himself. The animations were rough, the skater felt odd, but the feel, the flow, the air, the rush, it clicked. He couldn't explain why. He just knew this was fun, and that was enough. He signed. Tony
Boom.
Hawk's influence went far beyond the box art. He shaped the tricks, the skater roster, even the culture around it,
Yep.
insisting on real skaters like Kareem Campbell and Alyssa Steamer. He wanted authenticity, diversity, and a soundtrack that resonated more than sold. The team embraced punk mixtapes, Napster rips, and zines over pop radio playlists. And Tony Hawk talks about this. There wasn't a lot of diversity in pro skating, I guess. Like,
Not a lot back
you
then,
know, I
no.
mentioned Kareem Campbell and Alyssa Steamer. Those are the one black player in the first game and one
Yep.
woman in the first game.
Yep.
And he said, like I wasn't trying to be racist, but literally that was the culture. And it went to the point that Pharrell Williams came up to him one day and said, you know, in my hood, skating was considered a white boy sport until this game came out. We see Kareem
Exactly.
Campbell playing, and we're like, oh shit, we're allowed to do that too.
Yeah.
So
No, honestly, like this game highlighted skateboarding for so many people and
yeah,
it made
it
it
really
such a more
did.
popular sport. Like this and the X Games simultaneously, especially at the
Yeah.
same time because they kind of like promoted each other. And Tony Hawk made sure like every X Games skater was in the game, basically. All the
Yeah.
big ones, Bob Burnquist, Chad Muska, all the best
Mhm.
street people. And that continued to go on. And like even into this remake, we got new skaters that are professional skaters. There's one I'm going to be bringing up later who's actually a pro Filipino female skateboarder that got added to the game, and she's
Nice.
fucking amazing, dude. She's phenomenal.
Neversoft's office was chaos incarnate. Dogs peeing on walls. Three people crammed into rooms meant for one. Nerf wars in the hallways. Level
Oh yeah.
layouts hand drawn from whiteboard sessions long after meetings ended. So literally, they talk about this too. This one guy's like this. The main guy, the owner of the studio, would bring his dog in. The dog would piss on all of the walls. The owner didn't care. Just like he would just shit on the floor. It would be
Uh,
fine. They were literally. He described it as a frat house
yeah, sounds like it.
because they were like bringing women in, having sex with them and stuff too. Like it was insane. Listening to this whole story, I'm like, it does sound like a fucking college dorm room.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
oh
it
my,
sounds awful. Yeah.
it does sound kind of dead. But then they were talking about the whiteboard. They would draw level designs on the whiteboard, and they don't have any cameras. Then the guy's like, specifically, we didn't have
Mm.
camera phones, and we didn't bring any fucking cameras to work. So some other guy would have to draw it all on paper for later reference, so we could
Oh
reuse the
wow,
whiteboard to draw another fucking level. Just like
that's
it was just so
ridiculous.
funny. Yeah.
Okay, crazy.
There were no dev kits. Most builds ran on hacked game charts connected to retail PlayStations. One producer wheeled a TV into a skate park at night, asking kids to test the game in parking lots. Flyers were slapped in high schools. Word spread. And he talked about this too. He's like, I thought I was going to get in trouble because I was literally sneaking in the high schools at night, putting a bunch of flyers for game testers for specifically like punk kids, then
Yeah.
going to the skate park, finding a bunch of 14-year-olds as I'm there as like a 30-year-old man and saying, hey, you want to play a game? Just like, it's just how
I mean,
creepy
fair.
that sounds.
Yeah, that's
And
amazing.
yeah, it was actually good. He said he trashed the TV that he brought. He just would leave it at the skate park and throw it in the fucking thing. Like it's
Jesus.
just so funny. Before the 1999 launch, beta discs circulated among Tony Hawk's friends. Nobody called it Tony Hawk's Pro Skater yet. They all called it the game. Have you played the game? Became the
Hmm.
litmus test. Activision even offered Tony a lump sum upfront instead of royalties. He turned it down. So, and Tony Hawk talks about this
Of
too. He's
course.
like, yeah, so the problem is you never know what's going to hit, right?
Yes.
Like, so Tony Hawk gets this offer. He's like, hey, and then fucking Activision knew what they were doing. You could tell that they were trying to rip him
Yeah.
off. They give him a lump sum offer, and he's like, I'm not a business dude, but I have plenty of money right now. I don't need the lump sum offer. So I'm just going to say no, and I'm going to take the royalties, and we'll see how this goes in the future.
Yeah.
And they talk about his 900 too. Again, I'm not sure if I put it in here, but so they were going to release the game, And their original thought was, we'll stop at 720. That's it. That's
Oh
all we're
no,
doing.
hell no.
Yeah. So they stop at 720. And then like within a week of the game coming out, they Tony Hawk's at the X Games
Lands a
and
900.
attempts 18 different attempts on the 900 and finally gets one. And
Yep.
they're like, God damn it. They're so pissed because now they have to put the 900 in the game. Oh, it
Yep.
was so fucking
And
funny.
they just made it a special
Yeah.
move. Yep.
Yeah, it was just so fucking funny. Sales began slow. The game debuted at number 31 in 1999 behind titles like what, Steven? What sold better than Tony Hawk when it came out? 1999.
1999. Do I get a genre or anything?
It's two very different games. One's like a 3D platformer, one's a game show game.
So Spyro and you said a game show game?
Game show game.
Ooh, Spyro and like Wheel of Fortune?
So you got it. Wheel of Fortune, and the other one was A Bug's Life.
Oh, dang. Okay. I
Tony
like the
Hawk
Bugs
was
Life game.
but Tony Hawk was outsold by those two games.
I actually had
But
both of those games, actually. The Wheel of Fortune one.
nice. But became the second highest selling release of the year over time. It needed 250,000 copies to break even. Eventually, it sold over 5 million.
Dang, yeah, that's
Yeah, they
ridiculous.
sold 350,000 copies the first like year or something.
Yeah.
So, and then over time, it sold 5 million, but none of the other games sold 5 million. I don't think Bugs Life sold 5 million.
Oh, I doubt that. Yeah, no.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 launched in 2001, introducing online play on the PS2. Pro Skater 4 followed in October 2002, embracing open world level structure and campaign modes. Years later, after a lull in remakes, fans cheered when Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 was redone in 2020. There was plans for a full remake of Pro Skater 3 and 4, but early development stalled when Vicarious Visions was merged into Blizzard. Then, in July 2025, the story came full circle. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4, a combined remake of the original 2001 and 2002 classics, released on PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One, Series X and S, Nintendo Switch 2, or 1 and 2, I think, and PC. The deluxe collector editions owners got early access starting July 8th, but full launch was yeah. The new version was developed by Iron Galaxy,
Yes.
and supported Xbox Game Pass day one. Reviews praised its crisp controls, modern visuals, online multiplayer, and faithful reproduction of classic levels. Plus new parks, extra skaters, including Riley Hawk and the Doomslayer, and even Michelangelo, and extra content. What's funny is they talk about Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. The only thing that I'm going to say about it in the development, because this is the only thing that fucking mattered with the development of it,
Yeah.
in the airport level, originally you were stopping terrorists from bombing planes.
Oh, and now you just have to give your friend the ticket or whatever. Is that what they
No. Now you're stopping the
pickpockets?
pickpockets from stealing tickets.
Ah.
And they did that because what happened in 2001, Stephen?
Yeah, we don't need to go over that. We'll never forget it.
Yeah. And they're like, well, again, that was like a week before the release, and they're like, fuck, why does this
Yeah.
keep happening to us? Yeah,
Such a
it's fucked.
bummer.
Yeah,
Like any
yeah.
of
I
those
mean, it's
kind
a
of things.
bummer.
Like, yeah.
And it makes more sense that people are trying to bomb the airport versus that they're stealing. I have never seen anyone steal a plane ticket, but that was
That's
the only thing they could.
because
They're like,
you
we need a real fucking quick fix on this because they are not going to be happy if
Yeah,
we
I
put
mean, they
this
did take
out.
out several different things like that. Like, there's a ping man on the Azkaban level that they took
Yeah,
out of the game. They took out
yeah,
a few different small things that were just kind of like just weird. They weren't necessarily like a problem or anything bad. I mean, obviously the terrorist one is a one I totally understand them changing, but some of the other ones I was just like, it didn't really remove anything from the game, but it didn't really. I was just like, you didn't really need to take it away either.
yeah, yeah.
But
Looking back, it all feels impossibly surreal. A skate game born because Bruce Willis and a broken shooter, a studio that nearly died, a game shark, a bowling alley arcade, a chaotic office with dogs and Nerf wars. Yet out of all that came something timeless, a movement.
crazy,
Mm-hmm.
crazy.
Yep.
All right. Well, that was the story of how the development came.
I love, like, that was such a cool story to
It
fucking
really
read
is.
about. Those guys just that sound like such a fun time.
Let's go ahead and get into the best and the worst of the game, though. So, as Scott
Yeah.
was kind of saying, critics already said it. But the combo system and the movement system in this game is so smooth. It is the
Yeah,
smoothest it's ever been. The transitions of everything are seamless. It is
yeah,
ridiculous. Like I gotta say, the gameplay of it is pure flow heaven. It is
yeah.
it's gorgeous.
I thought it was great. Honestly, the game plays really well, but my only thing about it is it plays like every other Tony Hawk game plays. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like with losing the fact that 4 had an open world, you lost a lot with like variability with the game.
I don't agree with that take on it just because like there is ways to still do it like open world. There's ways to make it longer sessions. There's
Yeah,
ways to
yeah, yeah.
have like the free range
Not
mode. I
what I
mean, it
mean.
doesn't have the kind of like NPCs you could talk to or whatever.
Yeah,
That's like the
yeah.
only thing they took out of it.
Yeah, the only thing is, like I said, it just feels like every Tony Hawk game.
Oh yeah, I mean
Now,
they
of course,
all
these
feel
all
like that
released
though.
year after year, so it just
Yeah,
makes sense that they didn't improve that much on them. So I'm not too butthurt about it, but yeah,
yeah,
I kind of got bored because I'm like, oh my god, am I doing the same thing? I'm getting a high score. I'm finding the
yeah,
skate again. Like it's still fun. The levels are unique, and it was great. I
yeah.
will say one of the worst things about this game is the fucking sound. I don't know what the fuck they did to this sound, but on my computer I have my Bluetooth headphones. They
Mm,
work fine with every game I've ever played. This game, they're incredibly loud. And I'm like, why are these so fucking loud? And it's because it separates the Tony Hawk from the sound
interesting.
component on your computer. So when you turn down your sound component as a main sound, it's not on the main sound. It makes its own sound fucking bar.
Okay,
And
so
I'm
you got to
like,
turn it
that's
on in the game, turn it down in the game.
in the game and on its set, so it makes a sound bar on your computer. It makes a
Mm.
separate sound bar outside of your main channel sound, which is really
I played this on
fucking
Xbox because it
annoying.
was on Game Pass.
Yeah,
I
you
never
don't have
had
to
any
worry
sound
about it.
issues. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about it on there. The computer version, unfortunately, does not feel as good sound wise. And it was loud and then it was too soft. The grunts were like insane. Like literally
Mm.
the music is playing, it's not blasting, it sounds good, and then someone will go, "Ugh," like it'll be the
Yeah,
loudest fucking thing in the world. I'm like, Jesus Christ, why does it sound so shitty? And I'm guessing it's just the computer plugin.
I think
The way
so. That sounds
yeah, the way they
terrible though.
separated the sounds for the computer was just not good. I'm not sure if anyone else thinks that, but mine sound like
Fair.
complete garbage.
Yeah, let us know if you had any sound issues if you played this on PC as well.
Yeah.
I do like the massive roster. I do like
Yeah.
the unlockables are pretty good for it. As Scott was saying, there's Doomslayer, which was a paid unlockable. Then Michelangelo from TMNT, which I didn't like his design very much. It was kind of based on like the newer kind of designs for the character. It kind of
Yeah.
fits in the Tony Hawk world a little bit, but it's kind of just felt weird to me a little bit.
Yeah.
We have Constable Richard instead of Officer Dick, still played by
Nice.
Jack Black. It's like a cousin of him. Um, you could unlock Bam Margera, which they did actually ended up keeping Bam Margera in the game, which was like kind of a shock to everyone. Everyone was wondering if Bam Margera was going to be in there because like they removed him from Jackass and a bunch of other things. So people were
Yeah.
wondering if they were going to remove
Why
him
does he
from
have
this
some
as
shit
well.
going on?
Bam's always had shit going on. I don't
Okay,
know
fair.
exactly like what the stories were of it, but I know like when the new Jackass Forever came out, there was a whole big thing about Bam not being included, and he threw a huge hissy fit about it, and a lot of it
Yeah.
was because of his drug issues.
Okay.
But they brought him in the game, and a lot of people are loving that. I think you have to find all the graffiti tags in the game to find
Okay.
unlock Bam, and then there's the best unlock that everyone says is the best unlock is the Birdman. It's a special
Man.
thing based off of Tony Hawk's parent company, Birdhouse, that he owns.
Yeah. It'd be better if it was Bird Person.
No, that'd be a different person. I would like Bird Person though. That would be hilarious as a
Man, that'd
character
be
in this.
so
That would be
funny.
so fun.
I am about
Yeah.
to perform a trick.
Customization for the skater has a ton of variety,
Yeah.
and
Like a lot. Too
it's
much.
it's kind of crazy actually. Yeah, it almost did feel a little overwhelming. Um, as Scott was said too, Training Pro Skater 4 free roam career style was simplified in the 2-minute run style. You
Yeah.
can do exploration missions like if you opt into a classic mode. So it kind of, but a lot of purists will feel burned out and will feel like they're missing
Yeah.
something and will feel like a lot was taken away. I
Yeah.
never played 4. It didn't bother
I
me at
didn't
all.
either. I
I
just
was
thought
a
like
2
3
and
and
1,
4
2, and
felt
3 fan.
yeah. 3 and 4 just felt exactly the same to me when playing them. That's the only reason I said it, because 'cause I'm like, it
Yeah,
does feel like nothing has changed. It's like I'm
it's
playing
true.
3 extended.
The other thing I really wanted to point out is that a lot of the original, or not a lot, but there's a quite a few number of original songs on the soundtrack that are missing due to licensing,
Yeah.
and they replaced it with music that is for like modern skaters, which I didn't vibe with as much. Like
Yeah,
the music
I
was
did not
fine,
like. It was not
but
as
I
good.
never paid attention to the music. Like when I played the old school Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, I am jamming that shit as loud as I can. I am
Yeah.
blasting that shit. I am dancing. I'm headbanging. I'm like, this is music. This is everything. Like that just fit the Tony Hawk vibe. And I don't know if it's just a product of the time and where I was at the time, and that soundtrack's one of the greatest video game soundtracks of all time. But
Yeah, I'm sure there's people who love this one too. I mean, it's
oh
fine.
yeah, like I didn't say
Not
like I said, there's
amazing.
nothing like wrong with it. The music was just fine, but it was just fine to me. It wasn't like a soundtrack that I'm like, I'm gonna go out and buy it. Like I actually
Yeah.
owned the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 soundtrack.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, besides that, there's really not a ton else about
No,
the
it
game
that
that I can
that
say.
feels like every Tony Hawk game to me. It was smooth, the transitions were good, music was shit on the computer, but, like, other than that, it was fine. There's nothing
All right,
too crazy going on in that game.
let's get into the first few hours of the game then. What do you think? Does it pass the test of your first few hours?
I think it does. Honestly, I did have a lot of fun the first few hours. The first few levels are just kind of fun with Tony Hawk Pro Skater
They
3.
always are, yeah.
4, they weren't as fun, but I think I'd already burned myself out on playing all of the levels of 3. So I'm like, maybe I
I
should have
did the
put
same
these like
thing.
yeah, it's like it's maybe I should have separated these 2 games really and
Mhm.
played a lot of 3, took a 2-week break and then played a lot of 4, and that probably would have maybe felt a little
That's
different.
kinda actually what I did.
Yeah.
I tried beating all of 3 and getting all the gold of 3, and then I went to 4, and that felt more natural, more
Yeah.
like a flow, but you can just keep going. You can, like, do 4 missions, unlock the next park, 4 missions, unlock the next park, or
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
But
So, and like for the most part, this does pass the test. It was a lot of fun playing 3. I really enjoyed it.
oh, yeah.
4 again, just not as good, but I think
Yeah.
that's more based on the amount of time I put into 3. So
I mean, fair, fair. Alright, let's go ahead and get into Steve Achieves then. We're talking about some of the achievements in the game. I didn't get like a how long it takes you because it's very relative based on your skill level with the
yeah.
game. A lot of these
Oh my
achievements
god.
are very skill based achievements, so it's hard to tell you how long it's going to take. Some people, it's going to take fucking 10 hours. Other people, it's probably going to take like 40, 50 hours to get that good. And some people have been playing Tony Hawk nonstop since 99. So
Oh,
you're
and
not
they
going to ever
do it
compete with those.
literally in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
They get a million points within starting the level within like 10 seconds. So they're good.
One of the achievements that took me a while to get, speaking of the 900, was 900ing the 900. You have to do a 900 rotation while also doing the special trick, the 900. So
Oh
you
my
have to.
god.
It's so brutal. The best place to do this was on the level you unlock, the pinball level. There's a couple boosts, and then there's a giant ramp that has a boost right in front of it. And if you hit that at a good enough of an angle, you can actually do a 900 doing the
Yeah.
900. It's like the one spot besides doing a custom map that you can actually hit this unless you turn off gravity.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, that one was definitely hard. The another achievement that was a nice one. Complete a speed run of all park goals without bailing. I did this on the first level. I think the first level, the warehouse, Antonio Pro Skater 3 is the easiest one to do this on. But even that, hitting every single one of the 10 goals without falling once can be a challenge.
I mean, I would not be
um,
able to do it because I'm not very good at Tony Hawk Pro Skater. So
One of my favorite achievements that I saw was there's a funny reference achievement for it's called You Look Like Tony Hawk. If you've ever heard the meme, Tony Hawk gets misidentified so much because he just walks around like a normal dude. So many
yeah.
people think he just looks like Tony Hawk. No one actually thinks he's Tony Hawk. So there is even a post by this famous skater, and forgive me if I mispronounce her name, Marjellen Didel, and she actually tagged him and said, this guy asked me for a picture and I let him because he looks like Tony Hawk." And it was just a complete joke made based off of the meme because Tony on his Twitter and X account even tweets all the time of like, this guy just said I looked like Tony Hawk and didn't even realize I was him and blah 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 blah.
Poor
Like
Tony Hawk.
I pulled up a couple
I
of these
mean,
fun.
he's like a 60-year-old man, right? I think
Yeah.
he's maybe 50s or 60s, but he's just old now, so it's hard to tell.
I found two of my favorite stories of some of his old tweets, so I'm gonna read those. So one of them was at Tilly's with my daughter, waiting for her by the dressing room, mask on, and a guy folding clothes nearby was like, "Anyone ever tell you you look like Tony Hawk?" I look over at him expecting sarcasm, but realizing he's completely serious. "You have no idea." He's like, "That's cool. He's really cool." And I said, "Thanks." And he goes, "Huh?" Or my favorite one was he tweeted this one out. It said, "This just happened, and maybe this is where it all ends. I got in an elevator with 3 people. One guy with his wife sarcastically says, 'Anyone ever tell you?' and then stops. Me amused. I said, 'Yes, but you're the first one today.' And then his wife said, 'I'm sorry. I tried to stop him from doing the joke.' And then the couple exits the elevator, and the other guy that was in the elevator like, 'Wait, what's the joke? I don't get it.' And he's like, I get mistaken identity a lot.' And he's like, 'Mistaken for who?' And he's like, 'Tony Hawk.' And he goes, 'Haha, you do actually look like him.' And then the elevator opens up, he exits, and he's sitting there just like, 'What the fuck?'
That's that's
So
just so funny.
it's
Poor
so
Tony.
funny. I love that
Poor
they made
guy.
that an achievement in the game, and then you
Yeah.
get the achievement for actually taking
Making
a
a
picture in
character that
photo mode as Tony Hawk.
okay, nice.
So it's just so fucking funny.
You look like Tony Hawk.
Another one that I thought was fun just because of the name was an achievement called Final Form for collecting all the stat points. Great Dragon Ball Z reference. It's not even
Mhm.
my final form. Unprecedented is another achievement. Without any assist mods, score 10 million points in any park in a 2-minute session or a single combo. I fuck that achievement. That's gonna take me a
Did you?
while. I haven't yet, dude.
Dude,
I'm good
I
at the
watched a
game. Like
guy get like 100 million points. So
I can do combos getting over 100,000. I think my highest combo is probably like 330,000 or something.
yeah,
Like I'm decent, but I'm not like millions worthy. Like
yeah,
actually, that's one of the bugs I heard about that was the most in multiplayer online was
yeah,
if people scored too high, it would bug them out. Like there's people that were because you do a 2-minute session on the online for like best score or like highest
yeah.
score, highest combo. And some people would do a combo that lasted the entire 2 minutes and then another 3 or 4 minutes afterwards. Because if you're still in the
Oh
middle of
my
a combo, it'll keep
god.
let you going. And then it would burst past the game so much that it would actually just end your combo and you wouldn't score any points. And a lot of people were getting really pissed, like, "Oh, come on, I didn't score 100 billion points." And I'm like,
Stop at the fucking 2 minute mark, asshole.
yeah, like you shouldn't be allowed to go past the 2 minute mark. You should be able you
Go
have to land
one
that at the 2 minute
max
mark.
1 minute over. How about that? And
Yes,
then we
yeah,
call it
like,
good
it's so
there.
ridiculous, and well, and especially if you're, like, in that lobby waiting for people to end and you actually just landed at the 2 minute mark, you're like, "Fuck, I have to stay for, like, 4 more minutes while they're tallying the score still."
Yep.
So,
Ugh,
it's
people.
a little annoying, but yeah, alright, let's go ahead and get into the hunt for all the eggs, though.
I'm
I'm
a
really excited
hundred
for this one.
percent
This one's
sure
got
there's a shit ton.
there's a fuck ton, and there's a lot of really awesome ones in this one that I was really surprised by. Um, most everyone's favorite one is in the level Skaters Island. It's in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. It's one of the first competition levels, or second competition level, I think. It's where you can go outside and there's a pirate ship. If you grind the bow of the ship at the front of the ship, and you can actually see an inner tube that has Bikini Bottom on it.
Oh, nice.
And if
That's
you
cool.
jump off of the bow and you make it close enough to the inner tube, you get transported to Bikini Bottom and you can see SpongeBob's house, Squidward's house, Sally's house. You can see the Krusty Krab. There's a box of Krusty Krab burger on the ground. There's like stuff everywhere. It's not a big section, but it's a fun little tiny like section with a couple of vert ramps and a couple other things that is just in Bikini Bottom, and it's such a fun, unique
That's cool.
reference. There's also another one for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the movie studio level. Behind a ramp near the start of the competition, there's a moving, glowing green manhole cover. The cover kind of like shifts and wobbles, and it's kind of glowing green underneath it. Right next to it, there's an open pizza box, and next to that, there's usually a rat carrying a slice of pizza running around.
Mhm.
And if you drop down into the sewer, if you like go drive over the manhole cover, you'll drop down into a completely Ninja Turtles themed sewer mini park with like vert ramps and stuff like that, with a ton of homages to the turtles itself, including paintings of all the Renaissance painters, like the actual Renaissance painters, so
That's
Leonardo
cool. Yeah.
and all them. And then they have like graffiti tags of all their names. Like Mikey graffiti tags the entire shop there, and there's like a whole place there, and there's like graffiti of a rat on a wall for Splinter and all this other stuff. So it's really cool, honestly.
Okay.
Um,
Alright. And just asterisks here, guys, just so you know, I know you're gonna be pissed because he said Sally instead of Sandy. It is Sandy Cheeks, not Sally.
yes, I have only seen like 2 episodes of SpongeBob ever, and I was never allowed to watch it when I was a kid. So don't fault me at it. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I don't know
I can
SpongeBob
already
lore.
hear if we had a bunch of people listening, be like, "You fucking idiot, Sandy." So just
Yes,
letting
yes,
you know.
yes, yes. I got the rest of the things right.
I heard it right away and said, "That doesn't sound right."
That's fair. There's also a movie poster in this. There's a couple of different fun ones, but the one that I thought was the funniest was there was a movie poster. I think it was on the university level. That was the title was "Prey Stalker, Bird in the House," and it looked like a or no, sorry, it's Prey Skater, Prey Skater, not Prey Stalker, Prey Skater,
Prey
Bird in the House,
stalker.
based on his company Birdhouse, but
Yeah.
it had a bird of prey skateboarding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Oh,
One
Tony.
of the other things in this is really cool. There's a board in the game, and the board's called Nobody Calls Me Chicken. And it's modeled after the hoverboard from Back to the Future.
Oh, that's cool.
And you can actually even get a red puffer jacket as a item. So you can actually kind of go around as Marty McFly. It's really
That's
fun.
sweet. Is there another
This
one that shows, like, the weird scooter that he breaks in order to make the skateboard?
No, that would be
Oh,
funny though.
lame. That would be pretty funny.
They're not gonna put a scooter in a skateboarding game. That's blasphemy, dude. Don't even talk about skate
But,
or
like, you look like a
scooters.
scooter you find a scooter and you break the fucking top half off and you make a skate that would be fucking sweet.
It would be funny, but in the suburbia level, you can actually find 2 different TVs that are playing the movie Night of the Living Dead. It's
Oh,
actually just
nice.
because the movie is in public domain.
I was gonna
They
say
had
it's in
a
public domain now.
It's been in public domain. There was a problem. There's a reason why that movie is shown in every movie and every TV show and every video game ever.
Yeah.
It's because when they made the movie, they didn't copyright it correctly. So it's
I think we
always been in public domain.
I think we talked about that in
I think
the
we did.
Typing of the Dead. I can't remember if we did or not, but I do
I think
remember
we did
reading
actually
about
during
that,
that one.
yeah.
Also that
And
the house in that the haunted house that you can go into, it's actually modeled and looks exactly like the Bates house from Psycho.
nice.
Yeah, I thought that was really
I
cool.
didn't think to focus on the house too much, I guess.
I didn't either, but when someone showed me a side by side picture of them, I was like,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Actually, that's really close.
So
Um,
accurate.
Speaking of Neversoft, Scott was talking about being the original company. They did have a few homages to Neversoft in the game. There was a couple eyeballs hidden in graffiti, and then the best one was in the pinball map. After lowering all the tombstones, the Neversoft eye appears in the middle of the table.
Oh, that's cool.
It's so cool. It's
I
so
wonder, did Neversoft close? I didn't even
I
think to
don't
look it up. I'm
know, but
guessing they
like
did.
that was
I think
such an
they didn't make
iconic
any
like
other
opener.
yeah, but
Neversoft's
they didn't make
logo.
any other games, right? They only made Tony Hawk games.
I can't remember, or honestly, I would have to look it up. But
I feel like there was one shooter they maybe tried because I do remember that like the opening eye thing on a shooter, but I can't remember which game it was.
yeah, I
I'm
can't
sure it's
remember either.
somewhere though. We'll figure it out
Yeah.
later.
But yeah, that's what I got for all the Easter eggs. Obviously, there's probably a lot more. I'm not
Probably a
scratching the
million of them.
surface of it, but
Name all
those are some of
million.
the really big ones. Some of the ones that are a little bit hard to find, but you will find them or you'll hear people talk about. Like I heard people talking about the SpongeBob one and saw the SpongeBob one for a long time, and then I was like, I finally just like looked it up. I was like, where is this? How do you get to it? Like I have not found it anywhere. And it's just because it's in the most random ass place. You have to grind a certain rail and land and jump in a certain spot and hit a certain inner tube for you to get transported there.
Yeah. All right. Well, jumping to our numbers.
Ratings, yeah.
Our
What do you
numbers.
think of this?
So this one's hard
It is.
because I like the game,
Mhm.
but to me it sat perfectly average.
Yes.
I'm gonna give it a 3. And
Same.
like it might be weird to say this, but again, I already said it. Like it feels like every Tony Hawk game. It does. There's nothing unique. There's nothing
Yeah.
special, and sometimes that's fine. Like it
Yeah.
feels like it worked for well for what it was. But I did get bored after about 2 hours of playing the game. So
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is too is like they did actually add like more combat with like after you complete all the goals, there's pro goals,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
there's
I think
solo
there were
tours.
pro goals in the original games as well, if I
I think
remember
there
right.
was, yeah, because they had the combo goals and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
But then I think the solo tours might be a unique thing.
Yeah, I
Um,
couldn't tell you, but
but because I didn't even unlock any of that. But like, there's so much to do in this. There's so much here. There's a lot of game. There's a lot of things. If you're a huge fan, that you'll absolutely love. I'm with Scott though. For me, this is a very average game. It's a fun game to get into. It's a fun game to like, just kill a couple hours, but it's not a game
yeah,
that I'm gonna like lose 20, 30 hours in. It's a game that I'll
yeah.
probably pick up for like an hour every once in a while, but it's
Now, if
not.
this was Tony Hawk Underground, holy shit, I would lose my entire
Which
life in it.
Tony Hawk actually in an interview recently was asked about, is Tony Hawk Underground getting remade? Because that
God,
would
that
be
would
the
be the
next
best
game
one. That
in
would be the
order.
best.
Tony Hawk had this to say. He said, chronologically, it makes the most sense that if we were going to do another remake, that would be the next one we would
God,
make.
I really
But
hope,
he,
and I hope they don't fuck it.
yeah, no, like if they turn that into a 2 minute fucking run thing,
I
I
would
will
be pissed. I
fucking
will
piss.
never
Like
fucking play it.
yeah, I will,
That game
I
was
will be done
meant
with
to
Tony
be
Hawk.
open world. That was
Yes,
so much fun to do that fucking with the missions and
yes.
everything.
Like
That's
there's
where they
certain
did a lot of
aspects.
success, I think, versus 4.
Yeah. Well, honestly, because I feel like 3 had a decent fan base and 4 kind of lowered its fan base quite a bit. And not a lot of people, like everyone I knew, no one played 4. None of my friends ever played 4 really. I had like maybe 1 or 2 that played 4, whereas like all of us played 2, all of us played 1,
Yep.
a few of us played 3, but like no one I knew played 4, but then everyone played Underground and
I
Underground 2.
loved Underground, man. That was my
And then
favorite
American
fucking Tony
Wasteland
Hawk.
was even like started to have a little bit of a decline, and
Yeah.
it wasn't as
That
popular.
was that was the one where they bragged about no loading screens, I think, if I remember
I
right.
think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they tried the shred and rip or whatever those 2 were that were had the actual skateboard that you had to use the motion controls in-house, which I bought because I thought every one of those gimmicks were the coolest things ever.
Yeah, yeah.
It
It's
was
like buying
so
the
hard because I
fucking
was not
the
a
DJ
skateboarder.
Hero, buying the DJ
Dude,
fucking
I love DJ Hero. I
oh
used to
my
play
god,
the fuck
you're
out of
such
that
a
game.
loser. It's such a dumb game.
Dude, I love DJ Hero. That
It's
was
like
such a
buying the
dumb.
guitar for Guitar Hero too, right? It's kinda stupid.
Oh,
You
yeah.
need it. You don't even need it to play because you could do it on a controller, but
I did
makes
that
more sense
too,
to have
but
it.
yeah.
So by the way, I just looked up Neversoft. They made a lot of fucking games.
I was gonna say, they
They
probably
made a
did.
Spider-Man game in 2000. I think that's is that the movie one?
I think that
No,
might
it's
be the
not.
move.
No, no, it's the PlayStation one. I played that game actually. That one's good.
Oh, okay.
They made Gun. That's the game I was thinking of.
Oh,
They made
yes.
fucking
Okay.
Gun. So
Yeah.
yes, I do remember their little logo in Gun. And then they also made, oh my god, I just can't believe they fucked it so bad. They made Guitar Hero 3.
Oh, dang.
So they made Guitar Hero 3 through 5.
Dang. And Guitar Hero 3 was probably the best one. 4
Yeah.
was really good too.
Okay,
5
World
sucks.
Tour, I think, is technically 4. 5 I never played. But they made also Aerosmith and Metallica and Band Hero and like all that crap.
Metallica Guitar Hero was good. Um,
The last game they made was Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock. So they really like
that was
focused
okay.
in on Guitar Hero Tony Hawk. That's it.
They were doing a lot of the weird ones, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, it's interesting, but all right, well that's it.
Yeah.
That's the
Well, cool.
history of Tony Hawk. That is the
Yes.
review of Tony Hawk. That is the red shirts of Soul of a Gamer because we're both
We
wearing
are
red
both wearing red
shirts.
shirts.
This is a theme. We did this on purpose.
Yeah, we totally did.
We
Totally.
did. I
Yeah.
didn't just go into my dryer and say, "What shirt smells clean today?" This
That
was
sounds like what you would do.
planned. All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening. We'll catch you on the next week's episode. Keep us
Yes.
updated on everything. Send us some emails. Reply to some comments on TikTok, on Instagram, and all the shit.
Mhm.
We're on
And next
everything.
week, we are going over favorite consoles and bizarre games.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right,
We'll
guys.
see you then. Bye.
Bye.
Love you.
Shut the fuck up, Steven.